This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good morning, my Real News Media TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning for June 1, 2023, woman gunned down in Tucker, St. James. A woman was gunned down in the volatile Tucker community in St. James on Wednesday night. The deceased has so far been identified as Andrea Hanson, a 34-year-old business operator from the community. Members of the St. James Police on Wednesday night were processing the scene. Reports are that about 7 p.m., Hanson was in a business place in the community when she was attacked and shot multiple times. She was later pronounced dead. Motorists are warned about falling rocks in Bugwalk Gorge. Motorists are being urged to exercise caution when traversing the Bugwalk Gorge. The warning comes after a motorist received a scare Wednesday morning when a boulder rolled onto his vehicle as he was navigating that stretch of the roadway. The vehicle was badly damaged, but the occupants escaped a serious injury. Stephen Shaw, communication manager at the National Works Agency, said recent heavy rain has caused the hillside to become less stable.
The advice that we always give persons is that they should exercise extreme caution when operating in that space, especially during times of inclement weather. There is always a likelihood of rocks falling onto the road when you have increased rainfall in that space, even when the time is dry or when you have more favorable weather conditions. There is that likelihood. So persons traversing the corridor through the gorge ought to exercise caution at all times, more so when we have rainy weather.
JPs again urged to intervene in domestic disputes. Justices of the peace are again being urged to intervene in cases of domestic violence. Justice Minister Delroy Chuck says JPs should also facilitate domestic abuse reports by residents. Mr. Chuck lamented that some people refuse to seek help, which often results in fatalities.
This is what the Ministry of Justice is trying to do, is to tell people across Jamaica, if this is happening to you, you need help, get help. But people, instead of doing so, really allow it to boil up in them until they no longer have control over the situation, and fatalities frequently result. So ladies and gentlemen, Justice of the Peace, we're asking you to just please see how you can help us to really reduce the number of domestic abuses, domestic violence, because it is contributing enormously to the murder rate, especially here in St. Ann. To have a 55% increase in murder since this year, when the rest of the island is going down, is not good for St. Ann.
Police Commissioner assures officers will get overtime payments. Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson is assuring members of the police force that they will receive overtime payments. The issue of overtime payments to members of the force has been a hot-button issue for the Jamaica Police Federation, which argued that its members have been forced to work long hours without the compensation. The Federation had sued the government, claiming the rank and file members were owed billions of dollars in outstanding overtime payments. In ruling on the matter, the court ordered that by March 31 this year, the government should implement a system to capture overtime hours by members of the JCF. Speaking at a post-cabinet press briefing last week, Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark said that the system has been developed. On Tuesday at the Police Federation's annual conference in Trelawney, the police commissioner said the new workforce management solution system to calculate overtime payment is being installed.
We had a team that was working non-stop on getting this ready. When the vendors who sold the system, when we were talking about timelines, they had no inkling. They said it cannot be done in the time frame. But I must say we did get it in place. It's not 100% yet because there are some manual parts to it. There's a digital part and there's some manual parts, and we'll continue improving on it. Now, the records of overtime that have been earned since April 1 are there. They're being inputted. It's the same small team that does all our procurement, does all our thing, that's doing this as well. So my thing to you is, do not be concerned. You're going to be paid your money. You're going to be paid your money. You earned it, you must be paid for it. I'm an advocate for that every time, and you heard me publicly about this. If you earn it, you must get it.
Prime Minister blasted critics spreading fear about a digital transformation. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has described as dangerous, unnecessary, and ridiculous an emerging trend that he says is being stoked by individuals he classifies as opportunists and political entrepreneurs, and who are using fear and conspiracy theories to pit Jamaicans against the government's digital transformation effort. Delivering opening remarks Wednesday at the Road to Digital Government Forum hosted by the Inter-American Development Bank on how digital transformation can strengthen the public sector and the government at the AC Hotel Kingston, Holness emphasized that integrating technology will not remove the rights and the freedoms of citizens. Digital transformation is about rethinking how institutions, both public and private, deliver service, meet their mandate, and remain relevant. It is about making government services more accessible. It is about reduced administrative burdens to companies and empowering public officers to maximize their talent to the benefit of the people, the Prime Minister said. It is about providing and delivering better services to our people, increasing our communication to our citizens and the customers, and serving our citizens' customers' needs by providing better and improved experiences when they do business with us, he noted, adding that the right to privacy and self-determination and the right to be different will not be taken away. Digital transformation can be a powerful equalizer through enabling financial inclusion and educational inclusion. But first, we must ensure that there is digital inclusion by eliminating the digital divide. Your government has been working hard to achieve the objective of digital access for every Jamaican, he stated, taking aim at opposition leader Mark Golding and other Jamaicans who he said have been voicing concerns about digital payments on their social media platforms. The Prime Minister slammed their arguments as a stupidness. Technology is so ubiquitous these days, it's all around us, and the very people who spread a gospel against the technology, they are using technology to spread rumors and the lies and the misinformation about the technology. In other words, the very technology that they criticize is the very technology that they are using to enable their mischief, Holness said. I saw some things circulating on the internet, and my good friend, the leader of the opposition, is among those who have circulated, and I am being very polite, concerns about the digital payments. There is no attempt by the government to remove cash paper money from the system, the Prime Minister said. Stop for a moment, be rational. Why would the government spend the billions to change currency to a new durable banknote only to turn around and take it out of the system? Don't you see it is stupidness? But the number of people who have swallowed it makes me worried about what Jamaicans are consuming as information. I am worried. Where is our reasoning? Stupidity, it is stupid. Pardon my departure from calmness, but I have to call it out. There is no mandate to go cashless, Holness said further. Turning to concerns that the government will be able to restrict transactions when digital currency becomes the order of the day, Holness said, yes, there are concerns about digital currencies. You have central bank digital currencies and many others, but there is a market for digital currency, and the people are investing in the technology and in the currencies themselves. He added the same threats that exist with digital currency, some of the same threats exist with cash. The issue is, what are our laws to protect consumers? That is what we must ask about, and not fear technology. In the meantime, he said, with the rollout of the National Identification System, increased focus will be given to a national digital payment system. Pointing to the experience of Rwanda and Kenya with digital transactions, Holness said their people have embraced it. Black people like us, but wise enough not to be caught in conspiracy theories and embrace the future. What we are saying that we shouldn't have this kind of convenience, or is it going to bring the end of times ridiculous? I would like to take the opportunity to assure everyone that neither the digital currency nor the digital ID will be mandatory. There will be no compulsion to use them. If you choose to use them, hooray to you. If you choose not to, your choice, the Prime Minister said. No one will be left behind. We know many we know many are not digital natives. We have started to put together a strategy to help persons who may find it difficult to use devices and manipulate websites, he added. Only 13% of Jamaicans report using the internet to access government services in the past year, while 60% of people 60 or older say they do not feel adaptive to the digital world, and half of Jamaicans do not trust the state's capacity to protect their personal data. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.